Ooh.
Does
Hello.
it? Oh,
Hello.
how you doing? Are you doing all right?
I can't get over it. Can't get over that recording in progress thing.
I know, mad, isn't it?
It's new, so I don't think it'll be on the video, but
Yeah, don't know. We'll soon find out.
so
Anyway, so I got something for you.
okay.
Obviously, you've been away for a little while.
I've been very ill with COVID, actually.
Yeah.
I think now it must be around 4 weeks.
Mm.
And yeah, my chest is playing up a little bit today again.
So because you're definitely a bit shady. So yeah, what was it like then having COVID? Because you're probably the only person I know. Oh no, I've known a couple that have had it, but they didn't really have it that bad. To be honest, they were very, very lucky.
Well, it started off, I just had like a dry cough on what day was it? The Wednesday night it started. And just had a really bad dry cough, you know. I was like coughing all the time. And then Thursday started to get a bit of a temperature. Friday, I thought, fuck this, I better get a test. So I bought some like home tests that you can buy. And they're not too bad, actually. They were only like €12 for 5. And you just whack the thing at your nose for a couple of centimeters and do the other side. And then you check it in the solution you put in the solution they give you, you swirl it around, and then you wait for 30 seconds and you put it on the thing. It's a bit like a pregnancy test, you know?
Okay.
And then, then it's negative or positive. And unfortunately, mine was positive. So then I had to do the government test on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was definitely positive then. By then I was starting to feel a little bit rough. And it just progressively went downhill, actually.
Yeah.
So, then my fever was going up. My coughing, my shortness of breath was going up. And couldn't eat anything, obviously, because I had a fever. You know, I had diarrhea as well. Even though I wasn't eating anything, I had fucking diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I was slowly declining, obviously, as your body's getting weaker because you're not eating anything. And the virus is taking a grip, you know. And it was, oh man, I think by the second weekend, I was ill. By the third weekend, I was even more ill. You know, I went to the hospital. I phoned the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, you better go to the hospital." So they sent me to the hospital. Saw the doctors at the hospital, and they were having an arguing whether to keep me in or not. They were actually 50-50. The guy said, "I'm really not sure what to do with you. You know, I think I could send you home, but if you get worse, you've got to come straight back. And or I can just keep you in." And I was like, well, you know, for me personally, hospital's the way you go to die, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not really a big fan of hospitals. Like, so I was like, well, I'd really like to go home, but if it gets worse, obviously I'm gonna have to come back in, you know. And that was on the Sunday evening then. So I'd already had it now for 2.5 weeks. And I just thought I was going to die, to be honest. The doctor said, look, he said, if you feel you can't go on, just say, and we'll just admit you to hospital. We'll start you on oxygen treatment straight away. And he didn't tell me how high my fever was. If he told me how high my fever was on that Sunday, I would have stayed in hospital for sure. I would have just said, keep me in. Because I thought it was 38.6 and it was 39.8.
Yeah.
And if I'd have known that, I would have just stayed in.
Yeah.
You know, over 40 degrees, you're in fucking trouble, like.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So I only found that out on the Monday because I was still ill on the Monday. Oh, actually, I started feeling a little bit better on the Monday. my temperature came down about 1 degree, I think. And then the Tuesday, I called the doctor back again because I just wasn't doing great. So they sent me to my GP. I went to see my GP on Tuesday, and he said, "Well, your fever's coming down, your blood oxygen saturation levels are going up because they were around 85, and they're supposed to be around 97."
Right. Okay.
And they kept dropping every time I was resting. They would drop, and it's supposed to be the other way around. Every time you rest, they're supposed to go up, and then when you exert yourself, they're supposed to go down. But for some mad reason, mine was the other way around. So every time I would rest, because I couldn't fucking do anything anyway, I would sit on a couch for 2 hours and my oxygen levels would go down to 85. And then when I got up and went for a little bit of a walk, they would go up to like 92. And the doctor was like, "Well, that's really weird because that's just not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be the other way around,
Yeah.
So they were a bit concerned about that. But then obviously as my fever went down, my saturation levels went back up, and then I'm a bit coffee today. Sorry. And then they sort of like stayed around 94, 95, and they've been around 94, 95 now ever since. So it's a bit of a nightmare. I mean, all these people that say it's not real and it's a shamdemic, I can tell you, I've never been so ill in my life. I mean, I've had kidney stones 3 times, and they give you a fever and everything, and you're pissing blood and you're in pain. But for actual sickness, oh man, I was fucking ill. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, I get it. I mean, I joked about it in work. I said, "Oh, if I get it, I'm going to stay off till fucking Christmas,
Yeah.
And the way it's going, I will be.
Yeah.
But it's just fucked up. I mean, some people can get it and not be ill, and some people, but I spoke to my doctor and he said, the better your immune system is, the worse it's going to be.
Your body's fighting it.
Because your body goes into overdrive, because you've got such a good, strong immune system. It just decides it wants to kill this fucking virus dead. But that's not good for your body. Your body is supposed to like say, "All right, well, hang on a minute. We've got this foreign body in us. We just need to tick away at it and then get rid of it, But the fitter you are, unfortunately, the worse you're going to be. So I advise anybody that's pretty healthy, try not to get it.
Yeah.
It really is a nightmare. So I'm a bit rough today. I'm a bit rougher than I was yesterday, but but it seems to be ebbs and flows,
Yeah, it's going to take a while to fully recover from it. A long time.
Yeah, I think so. It's a lung infection, basically. My lungs and all that sound good. They said they sound good. They've listened to everything, listened to my heart and stuff. It's just if I breathe in a lot, then it causes me to cough. So I called the doctor again today because they treat you with physio now. If you've got like a lung disorder, they can start giving you physio, but it's only if you've had COVID. And I've got to wait. They're going to call me back tomorrow. I've got to call them back tomorrow after 2:00. So that's Friday. So it's not fun. And I caught it on the fucking Wednesday, the Wednesday night. I tested positive on a Friday. Again on the Saturday, obviously. And then I think a week after, I had my letter through for my jabs.
No way.
It's like, yeah.
And you've got to wait so long.
I've got to wait so long. Yeah. Which is a bit of a nightmare because Sherry already had her appointment all set up as well, and she tested positive on the Monday, and she was supposed to have her jabs on the Wednesday.
Oh no!
So that got fucked up as well. But luckily, she wasn't as ill as me. So she was ill, but she wasn't like dying. She had like a bit of a heavy cold, if you like, but her immune system isn't the best. So they probably sort of just chundled along and just sorted her out. But for me, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to wait a few months now. after you've had it, don't they? Before you can have your jab anyway.
I think it's 4 weeks, I think.
Is it? Oh, it's a bit sooner then.
I think it's 4 or 6 weeks. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't had a look yet. I haven't even opened the letter, to be honest. So.
Yeah, because they want you to like fully recover before they put the jab in, because people are having effects from the jab as well, aren't they? So
well, they've said, I mean, and I heard this weeks ago before I even caught it, that you only need one injection. If you've already had COVID, you only need one injection.
okay.
And I knew that, and I knew that if you'd already had COVID as well, the people that were getting 2 injections, it was making them ill. So that makes sense, really, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a fucking nightmare. It's a mess.
Yeah. Oh, it's not good, is it?
So no, it's, you know, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, I fucking caught it, and I know I've got to try and get better.
Yeah. And the frustrating thing is, like you said before, you've been going out. So
Sorry?
it's not like you've been going out or eating or going out and.
I haven't been anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
That's the kick in the bollocks, really, is we try to keep ourselves really safe. I mean, if I ever went to the shop, I only drove my girlfriend to the shop and never went in. She always went in on her own, always wore a face mask. She always wore a face mask. We've got hand disinfectant in the car, so every time you come out, she comes out the shop, she disinfects her hands and stuff. And yeah, we try to keep safe, because I know that her immune system isn't the best, you know. And also she's got diabetes, so I thought, well, fucking hell, the last thing I need is for her to catch it.
Yeah.
You know, because it might fucking wipe her out, like. And then I caught it, and it wiped me out instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's a lot of like, and a lot of the information I don't understand really about the whole fucking thing, because they say you're at your most contagious 3 days before the symptoms start. Now, you're testing negative.
Yeah.
Before the symptoms start, so you're actually already positive.
Yeah.
In theory now, right? Because they say you're at your most contagious 3 days before your symptoms start, but 3 days before your symptoms start, you're tested negative.
Yeah.
So you're actually positive without showing you're positive.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a real
So
problem.
how fucking long can you have it for before it fucking pops up?
I reckon you've had it ages.
I think I've had it for at least 6 weeks before I got ill.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Because I felt so fucking rough.
Yeah.
And they were dropping like flies with it in work. And every other week, I mean, I've been coming on the podcast and saying how rough I've been feeling, you know. But I've been taking the tests, and I've been testing negative. And I just got this fucking weird feeling that it only shows you positive when these symptoms start.
Yeah.
You know, when you get like the flu-y symptoms and the fever, then for some reason you're testing positive.
Yeah.
But apart from that, excuse me, apart from that, I think I've had it for fucking ages.
I do.
I spoke to the guy in the hospital, and I told him everything I'd been through 4 weeks previously with me being ill as well. I was ill in work and everything. And he actually said, it's a bit unlikely that you had it, but it is very possible. You know?
Yeah.
So I think I've had it for fucking weeks, to be honest.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I do really think that it only shows positive when you get symptoms. Because once you start the symptoms, you'll show positive for 8 weeks after.
Yeah.
Even if your symptoms are gone in a week, you're still showing fucking positive for 8 weeks after, you know? So there's something that kicks that positive test. There's something that kicks it that says, right now, this now you're positive.
Yeah.
You know? But it's fucking weird, man. I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand the whole concept of it, really.
Yeah, and they're still learning about it as well, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Because at one stage, people were saying, oh, they've had the jab and they're getting symptoms, and the government over here were like, that's impossible.
Yeah, because it's not a live vaccine.
Yeah, and then when I went to have my jab, they said you might have symptoms the next day. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I was the nurse that taught that. So they're learning new stuff about it all the time. So I'm adamant you had it 4 weeks ago because you weren't right 4 weeks ago and you've been rough for a long time.
Yeah.
And you've just been getting negative tests.
Yeah. I think I've had they call it long COVID, and I really think I've had some form of long COVID.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I couldn't even have caught it last year when we thought my girlfriend had it last year, because she was as ill as I was now. Last February, when they weren't doing testing, they hadn't even released COVID at the time. It was the end of January. I think it was the end of January. Yeah, it was. Yeah, she got really, really ill, and she was in bed for like 4 or 5 days and stuff. And ever since then, my health started going downhill.
Yeah.
You know, and she's been fucking wiped out since then. She's fucked. You know?
Yeah.
She's had a bit of a burnout, but it could be because she never recovered from catching COVID in the first place. You know, and also now catching it when I caught it, his symptoms weren't so bad, which could also make sense. You know, that she's already had it, but now she's fucking tired all the time again. She's sort of like, she was just getting better a year on, a little bit more than a year on, and now she's gone back again. She's just fucking exhausted all the time again, you know. So yeah, it's a funny one. It's like, yeah, it's the thing is with the flu goes like after 6 weeks, you know. If you have proper heavy flu, you can be you can be ill, you can be stuck in bed for 5 days, but after roughly 5 or 6 weeks, your flu is gone.
Yeah.
You know, you're bouncing. But it's just like fucking hanging on, you know. And like I said, for a year, I've been getting tireder and tireder. And some days I've been so fucking exhausted that I don't know what to do with myself, you know. And then obviously I had to start getting tested in work and stuff, but yeah, it just kept showing negative, and the things they say, it just doesn't make sense. So, you know, that's the big one for me, is you're at your most contagious 3 days before you show symptoms, but you're tested negative.
Weird, isn't it?
That really was an eye opener for me, you know.
Yeah.
That's sort of like raises alarm bells. I mean, if that's the case, fucking hell, how many people are walking around with it?
Yeah, and spreading it about.
Exactly.
They've had a negative test and they're thinking, yeah, happy days.
Yeah, you know. I mean, and a lot of the youngsters that don't even feel rough.
Yeah.
But they could be walking around with it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I don't get it, like, really. It's a bit messed up, so.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah, it's not good, mate.
Well, so that's my year-long, to be honest, I think it's a year-long thing. You know, I don't think it's, because I would go to the gym and I come home from the gym and I'd be like, why the fuck am I so fucked? You know, I just come in and go to sleep for an hour.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't do anything. And it's like not normal, you know, not normal to be that tired.
Yeah.
And in the end, I was like, well, I'm not going to the gym. It's just not worth it, you know, because I just get so fucking wiped out that it's like, get up, you know, do my stuff, go to the gym, come home. And then I'm like, fucking hell, I need to have a sleep. I literally like felt like I needed to lie down or I was going to fall down.
Yeah.
You know, and then as time went on, then it was like, well, fuck that. I'm not going to the gym because it's fucking killing me, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm sure I've had fucking long COVID, to be honest.
I reckon.
So.
You haven't been right for a long, long time.
No.
Since we've been doing these podcasts.
Before, to be honest.
Yeah, but, you know, definitely since doing the podcasts, because I know you were going for tests and different things then, weren't you, when you wasn't right? So
yeah, because I had all them pains in my chest and
that's right. Yeah.
And my lungs and well, that was roughly 4 weeks before I tested positive.
Yeah.
You know, 5 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
And so it's not just since the fucking podcast. This has been going on for a long time, and yeah, there's something's not right somewhere. I'm not I told you before, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, and I don't believe all these weird conspiracies that they got, and 5G causes it, and fucking all this nonsense,
Yeah.
But something's not right.
Mm.
Whether it's fucking chemical warfare or whatever, something, the information they got is they're giving out isn't right. Then you say that.
Yeah.
For me, that's the biggest bugbear, I think. So yeah. So happy days.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, I can't wait to have my second jab. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I gotta be just a few weeks away from it now, because I think they brought it forward over here to 8 weeks. I can't be far away.
Yeah.
From having my second jab. So and Sarah's adamant I had it. So I was really poorly last year, and I was in bed for 5 days, and I wasn't right. I think I had 2 weeks off work, and I wasn't right for a long, long time.
Yeah.
She's adamant I had it, and my son-in-law James, we think he had it. He birched. He went to hospital, and he just thought he had a cold. You know what I mean? And he was really, really bad, but he couldn't breathe. I think that was before Christmas, actually.
Yeah.
In 2019, I think, when James was bad, and I think I was bad in the January of 2020, I think.
Yeah.
But
that's the same time as Sherry.
Yeah, I reckon loads of us have had it without realizing it before it started escalating and people were becoming more aware of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Before it became public, before the press got hold of it, and the governments decided what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people fucking had it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
and I haven't checked the figures over here, but I know it's gone up a bit. I'm not quite sure where we are, but I think this Indian variant that's come over. I think some of the figures have started going up again in the UK.
Yeah,
it was mainly in the north.
Well, fucking Bradford and Birmingham.
Yeah, but obviously we haven't got any cows. Not many cows. We got sheep in Wales. So I am contemplating going up there.
How many curry houses have you got?
That's it. Yeah, but but that just shows, they still need to keep the borders locked down. So like Australia, in fairness, they ain't letting anybody over there. I mean,
no.
The borders are shut, and I think that's why I think a lot of we need to be doing now. We're too worried about keeping the borders open and things like that in the UK.
So, yeah, well, New Zealand, especially New Zealand, said, "Fuck you, nobody's coming in and nobody's going out. It's fucking closed."
Yeah, that's it.
And I think they have. I don't think they even had 100 cases. I think.
Yeah, they said they cured it. They were the first country to cure it, weren't they? And then they had another outbreak because they let a couple of Brits in.
Oh.
Close their borders.
Fucking Brits.
Yeah. But, so the Aussies, I know Australia, they've closed their borders. Because Sarah was on about it the other night, as insignificant as it may seem, saying about I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, which is obviously normally in Australia. Last year it was in Wales, so she's adamant they'll be in Wales again this year because the celebrities won't be allowed to go to Australia unless they're already over there.
Okay, so I didn't know it was in Wales. I don't watch it anyway. But...
Yeah, it was. They did it in a castle somewhere.
One in Barry Island, was it?
No. It was a castle up in I think it was mid Wales. They did it, but they still had all the creepy crawlies and all the bugs and everything.
Oh, did they import it?
Yeah, they imported the bugs because obviously, like, people ain't going to be afraid of a woodlouse, are they?
No.
Or an earwig.
Not unless it's the size of a dog.
That's right. A couple of adders. That's about all we have, isn't it? So
yeah.
So
the walrus.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he said, didn't he? He's made his way to France now.
Yeah.
So there was a photograph of him sleeping in a boat in France. But there was a rumor or a report that he'd been hit by a fishing boat as well.
Okay.
So on his travels, so I don't know, whether somebody's seen it happen or whatever. Oh, dog's performing again. She's doing my head in, she is. So since we've had the weather's nice, she can hear everything outside and she's got to react to it all. So apparently been hit by a fishing boat. So
Okay.
hopefully he's all right, which is good. So yeah, well, we got a new member of the family.
Yeah, I've seen it on the Facebook.
Yeah, so we got Sheldon the tortoise. So
Apparently his name is Sheldon, I read.
yeah, Sheldon, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nikki and Curtis's new member of the family. So he's eight months old. He's probably about that big, he is. But he's a little Horsefield tortoise. And he'll get between about 5 and 8 inches diameter. I think he'll get to size, and he'll live. Well, Curtis, when I was talking to Curtis, he said they live to about between 50 and 60 years.
Yeah.
If you don't hibernate them. But if you hibernate them, they can live about 60 to 70 years, possibly.
Okay.
So, but I don't think they're planning on hibernating, because I think there can be issues, but they might
We
not
can-
wake up. Yeah.
Yeah, I had two tortoises when I was a kid,
All right.
and we put them in the. I think we put them in the earring cupboard or somewhere, in a box for the winter, and they were pretty big ones. They were about this big, you know. Already they weren't the small ones, and we got them up to wake them up in the spring, but they never woke up.
Yeah.
So they were either still hibernating or they were dead.
Yeah.
But either way, they went in the bin.
That's the trouble, isn't it?
So we didn't really know. My mum didn't know what to do with them. So
Yeah.
she's like, "Are they dead? Are they alive?" You know, it's not like you can get a little stethoscope and
No, that's right.
check their heartbeat or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they just all went in the bin, I think.
They're gonna woken up on some tips somewhere.
Yeah, I hope they did. To
Really?
be honest, I hope they survived.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but he's a funny little thing. He is. He's pretty cool, actually. They don't exactly do an awful lot, but they put him on the floor in the living room and took a video of him.
yeah.
And he's scurrying across the floor. So I think they're gonna have to call. You should call him Flash or something. He was shifting, really shifting. So so you can get him microchipped and stuff if you put him in the garden, because they do escape. So
Yeah.
Somebody had put something on the internet the other day on Facebook saying their tortoise had escaped.
Well, I went up my mate's last time I was back home. Was it for your wedding or Andrew's wedding? And I popped up my mate's, Darren's, and I was driving up the road, and there's this fucking tortoise. I mean, this tortoise is about this big, you know, crawling across the road. So I turned around and parked the car outside Darren's house, picked this tortoise up and took him off the road. I went into Darren's and Sheila's, and I was like, "Oh, I've seen that fucking tortoise out there. It's massive." And Sheila's like, "Oh, he's got out again, is he? He's ours."
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah. I said, "Well, he's lucky I didn't run him over, you know."
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's a big one, like Darren's is.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of them do get quite big, don't they? Because you can get like a leopard tortoise, which you can buy because they're classed as vulnerable, not endangered. For some of them, you've got to have they definitely got to be microchipped, and because they are vulnerable or endangered.
Yeah. I didn't think you could buy them anymore, to be honest, because it went through a phase of them being illegal to own.
Okay.
So I was quite surprised when especially when I saw Darren's fucking tortoise, but and I'm sure they're illegal to buy, but obviously they're not that illegal to buy anymore. So
yeah.
But I think they went through a phase of around 15 years where you couldn't buy a tortoise. You weren't even allowed to own one unless you already had one, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was quite surprised. I like tortoises, I've got to be honest. They don't do a lot, but
no, he's cool. He's cool. Yeah, he was good. It was quite funny actually, because Shannon always wanted one years and years ago. And then we didn't really do an awful lot of looking into him. But when she did a bit of reading up and sort of like found out that they might not wake up from hibernation and they can live to like 60, 70 years and stuff, she was kind of like, oh, I'll put her off a little bit then. I mean, yeah, she was quite excited when she found out that they were getting a tortoise, because she's always wanted one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we're a new arrival in the family, which is always cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought Sarah was looking pregnant.
Don't tell her that.
I'm only joking, Sarah, honest.
Well, we had a guest on last night, didn't we? So our first guest after you've been back, and he was talking about t-shirts and saying about people have been ordering merch t-shirts and then contacted him saying, can they have a bigger size, or is there something wrong with the size? So obviously there's lots of people in denial as a result of lockdown at the moment. And that's what I said. Everything I buy now is a bigger size than what I used to buy, because I'm thinking I'll carry on fitting in it. And when I finally rejoin society and go back to my normal weight, hopefully, I'll be able to fit into my older stuff as well then.
Well, all you need to do is catch COVID. I mean, I've lost about fucking 8 kilos, I think.
Have you?
Yeah. I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat anything for about a week.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like I said, your body's just getting weaker and weaker, and the virus is getting, you think it's getting stronger, but it's probably just your body getting weaker, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're not eating fuck all. Like I said, Anna had fucking runs as well, so
yeah.
That's a fucking nightmare, man.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
it's not good. Yeah. No, I don't mind the after effect of losing weight, but I certainly don't want to go through what you've been going through. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna bang a light on a second.
No, you're pretty light, but
Fucking dark in, you know.
Well, it's lighter than your bedroom, but so
yeah. So you've not really been up to anything. So I've had my first guitar lesson.
Yeah.
So obviously we interviewed Autumn Killers a couple of weeks back, and while I was doing a bit of read up for the guests, I noticed that Duncan was a guitar teacher. So contacted Duncan. I had my first lesson with him last week. So I've actually been practicing. I did have a night off yesterday, I'll be honest, but I've been practicing every single day. So you know, what sort of progress I'll have by the time I get there, my second lesson, I don't know. And what he'll have in store for me, I don't know either. But it's going good. Like I said, it's what I needed, really. I need somebody sort of keeping on my case. And in fact, he even messaged, because I messaged the group saying I'd had a lesson, and he messaged saying practice, 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 and all that. So
yeah.
you know, he's harassing me, which is good. That's what I need. So
yeah, that's all you can do is practice, you know.
Yeah, but I did feel really, really confident. So kind of like I had the lesson, and my dad said, how did it go? I said, I'm going to be on stage next month. He said, what are you on about? I said, I'm going to be shredding like Slash. I said, give me a month. I said, I'm going to be doing the biz. So
I'll hold you to that then.
Yeah, that's right. So well, my daughter's older than me too. She said she's having a wedding party, hopefully in October. So she wants me to play a song at her wedding party. So she's like, do you reckon you'll be ready for that? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be in band, but then, of course I am.
Okay, well, I wish I would be. I got no chance. I just don't fucking get it, you know. Picked my guitar up yesterday and today for now you've started. I thought, right, I better start trying to pick mine up a bit more, you know. Otherwise you'd be overtaking me, but you've probably already overtaken me anyway.
I gotta catch up yet. What are you on about?
So I don't know.
I can't play any songs though. Do you know what I mean? So I've not really learnt any songs, but you know, obviously I'm doing the scales now. I know an awful lot of chords, and my chord changeovers are getting better. Although the new 7 chords, I've still got to look at my hand to be able to see, you know, where they are. But my fingers seem to be getting used to hitting the right strings now, do you know what I mean? Which is good. And I've started forcing the changes. So I'm trying to like strum like a 4/4 beat and then forcing the chord changes, and whether I get them right or not. So I'm probably strumming for maybe 8, and then I'm allowing myself time to get the chord right if it's not quite right, and then I'll change again. And maybe, you know, sometimes I get it right first time, sometimes I don't. So I'm just forcing it now to get my hands used to it. So,
yeah, but that's not the right way to do it.
That's what, I don't know, force the change, isn't it? That's what...
yeah, but what you've got to do is you've got to say you play a 4/4. This is from my fucking experience, which is fucking nothing. But I've had a few lessons, and the guy said that you've just got to keep playing. So if you want to change, say, from a G to a D, and you do the 4/4 beat, if you like, and then you miss the D, you don't stop
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm not
you
stopping.
you just
Yeah.
keep on strumming,
Yeah,
even
that's right.
in until you find that D,
That's it.
and then you move on. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because what I used to do, I go bring, 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 bring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, because I'm giving myself way too much time, and not getting used to the beat. I'm even sort of like getting into the stage where I'm trying to like either tap my foot or nod my head or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I haven't used the metronome yet, which so my beat is miles out where it needs to be, but at least I'm sort of like getting used to doing that. So
Yeah, we'll just tap your foot,
yeah, so I'll start using a metronome at some stage. But I'm in the hands of Duncan now, so he can mold me into a rock god, and we'll take it from there.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's it. So if he's ever ill, I need to step in for Autumn Killers.
Yeah. I mean, I had like 10 or 15 lessons, I think. 15
Yeah.
lessons maybe. But fucking hell, I just couldn't get it. I mean, I'd go there and I'd come out and I think, well, that was a waste of fucking half an hour.
Yeah. I think what's helped is kind of like when I was practicing before, I want like getting a fizz from it, whereas now I'm getting a bit of a fizz and enjoying it more so. So it was kind of like I was forcing myself to do it, and because I wanted to learn to play guitar, but now I got a bit of a fizz as well, as Captain Slow says when he drives a nice car. Do you know what I mean? So I'm getting that when I sort of like walk over to pick up the Gibson, and I'm like excited to pick it up. Do you know what I mean? And have a go on it. So which is good. And I, like I said to you, I want to buy another one now. So I need to be able to do something before I can justify buying my custom.
Yeah. You need to be able to at least fucking play something.
Yeah, because what I was thinking, I was going to sell this one, but I don't know if you can see it.
It's that Les Paul too.
Yeah, but it's an 120th anniversary edition.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's only a studio, which is obviously the cheaper of all the Gibson Les Pauls, but it's actually holding its value because it's like an 120th edition.
Oh yeah.
And it's the first one I got now. So obviously I had the Yamaha. I think when I'm a rock god, I think I need to be able to come on stage every now and again with my very original guitar that I learned on, don't I?
Yeah.
And say, look at this guitar, like it's crap. Here's my 20 grand custom, but
Yeah.
I'll show how good I am on this crap one.
Is it a Gibson though?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a Gibson, is it?
Yeah, it's a full Gibson. Yeah, I checked all the what do you call it on the back, the code and all that. And
oh yeah.
Made wherever. There's 3 factories in America, and it told me which factory it was made in. And
yeah, okay.
2014.
Yeah,
it's Gibson. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I had a replica. It was a bag of shit, really. But...
yeah, that's nice. I got to be honest, because when I bought it, compared to the Yamaha, it just pissed all over the Yamaha.
Yeah.
As soon as I picked it up, and I said to you, I was always worried about the neck, because I always think I got like little fingers or short fingers, and I could reach everything on it straight away, but you could just feel the quality in it, and
yeah.
Nice. And yeah, it's awesome. And like I said, the little Fender I bought as well, the Strat, that's a Mexican, and that's the same. That's beautiful. That's really nice to play.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Telecaster I got. I took it to my guitar teacher, and he was like, he didn't even plug it in. He just started playing it, and he was like, "That's a fucking nice guitar."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, how'd you know that?" He said, "Because I haven't even plugged it in."
Yeah.
You can tell how nice it is. So yeah, I've been playing that today actually.
Nice.
I haven't had it plugged in. I've just been chipping away.
Yeah, I very rarely plug them in. I got to be honest. So yeah, I don't plug them in now because I just sound really shit.
Yeah.
Rather than sounding shit and nobody can hear me.
Yeah, it's fucking. There's another fucking thing I don't understand. Fucking guitar. I don't know what it is. And with me as well, I'd never look at my hands either.
That's good.
but I think I do it on purpose, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, and then if I do look at my hands, and then I obviously play a little bit better. But I'm always just trying to find the notes, and but I'm like I'm fucking useless, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, oh, it's good. I still look at my hands a bit too much because when I was doing the even when I'm doing the scales, sometimes I'll look at my picking hand.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll look at my fretting hand. Because I'm still learning them, and I'm learning like it might be like 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 3, or 0, or whatever it is on the things. I still need to look at the moment, but that's getting quicker. So like I was like tripping over myself and everything and falling over my fingers, but even the scales are getting quicker. So,
yeah. Well, scales are fucking easy, mate.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell me that. I thought I was getting better.
I mastered the scales. I was like, that was pretty easy, you know. The drop down slide scale.
That's what guitar solos are. If you can do them, you can play.
I know, but I tell you what, don't get stuck doing the fucking scales, because I think that's a lot of my problem is I do like the G pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
But then I can't go from like the E, the B, and other notes in the scale. You know, I'm stuck to the scale.
I see what you mean.
So you know what I mean?
So you're starting on the keynote and you can finish on the keynote, but you can't start midway or whatever if you want.
Well, I can like throw like a few notes in because it just sounds shit.
Okay. Yeah, so, okay.
And also the slide scale as well. You know, have you done the slide scale yet?
No.
And when you do the slide scale, you go all the way down the neck.
Yeah.
And it sounds pretty good when you, but it's only a scale, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's my thing is I'm trying to fiddle around with trying to find notes in between. But that's totally the wrong way to learn to play guitar.
Yeah.
Because you're just pottering around and you're not learning fuck all really. You know, you're not learning what anything is, and you're not learning any notes, and all you're doing is listening to yourself pottering around. So
yeah,
it's just not a way. But I was playing, started playing Peter Frampton, Do You Feel Like We Do again? You know, the and then it goes off, and then it goes down a key, then it goes right up a key, and then but then after the it's like a mini chord, and it goes I can't do that bit.
Okay.
I can do the like this, can't do the I don't know why.
Yeah.
Those sort of things frustrate me. It's like, well, I can play this, but why can't I play this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's the same as like Oh Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison. I can play that. But then I think, well, if I can play that, why can't I play fucking Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses? You know, because I know it's at the top of the neck, but it's
yeah.
I can play that. I can play that with fucking eyes shut. Yeah. Then I come down the neck to play Sweet Child of Mine, and it's like, nope. So I don't get it. Like,
yeah,
surely if you can play one thing, you can play anything. But I'm thinking about giving up actually and starting piano.
Well, I wouldn't give up. I'd do both.
I haven't got time.
Just have a go at both, innit?
I mean, the thing is with me, I'm all in or all out. Like,
yeah,
you know. And I've actually potted around because I bought Cher a piano for Christmas, and I've actually potted around on the piano, and I can't believe how easy it is compared to the guitar.
Okay.
Because it's a simple structure.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fucking set of notes, and a set of notes, and a set of notes, and a set of notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you play a chord with 3 fingers down here, and you just go, and you make a tune.
Yeah.
But with a guitar, it's like, no. So I don't know.
Like I said, Lorna could probably give you some pointers on her. I think she got a grade 8, I think, on piano.
Yeah. So, but it's only since I've actually been playing guitar that I've found the piano really easy. Because before I couldn't fucking get the piano either. I tried to start learning to teach myself to play the piano a few years ago, and I just couldn't get both my hands working at the same time. But now I've got some knowledge of the guitar, if you like,
Yeah.
I find the piano quite easy.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
So, but it is a really simple structure. The piano is a simple structure.
Yeah.
Like with a guitar, it just doesn't quite seem to make sense. But then maybe other people like Chris Buck or whatever might be the other way around, you know. They might be able to pick a guitar up and think, "Whoa, this makes sense," but then a piano doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, really.
Yeah. No one now look play fucking spoons.
I can play. I've been playing spoons since I was 14. Fucking, they were easy to learn. That was the first thing I learned to play, I think.
Yeah.
Them and the fucking pots and pans drums. So pots and pans drums and the spoons. Piece of piss. Yeah. Then I moved on to the harmonica. Didn't quite master that. Then I had my first guitar when I was about 15 or 16. Just couldn't be fucking bothered with it. And that was it.
See, that is kind of like one regret, really, that I never got into any musical instruments when I was a kid at all. I did have a couple of lessons with the guitar. I remember having other kids in the class had like proper brass, phosphorus or whatever strings, but I had like nylon strings on my guitar, and I was a bit embarrassed by it. And I remember having it was when I was in junior school, pretty young, and I can't remember. I couldn't have had too many lessons, but I got bored of it, so I just didn't play it, unfortunately. So yeah, I wish I had got involved and did it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I'd learned that. I had an electric guitar. I had a Marshall fucking cabin's head in my bedroom, and I learned to play a little bit of it, and I really wish I just stuck at it.
Yeah,
I think when you're that young, and I mean, because I was picking up some tunes. I mean, to be honest, I picked up the tunes I can play now. I picked up then.
Yeah,
you know, I've fucking progressed nothing since I was like 16.
30 years,
40 years.
Yeah, I do wish I had had a crack at it at a much younger age, because I was talking to my old man about it, and I said, I just feel like I've started too late. And he said, no, you're never too late to start stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I think when you're young, things just seem to come a lot more naturally easy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Even, whether you're ever going to be good at it or anything, but you just seem to pick up stuff a lot easier, don't you, when you're a kid? I don't know why. And so I think I would have, hopefully, possibly could have picked it up a bit sooner. But I think a lot of the reason why I didn't really do music was because when I was in school, all the weirdos did music. So you had like, not the,
me.
Yeah. So they did music and art, didn't they? So they were weird kids. And
that was me.
Yeah, I did all the dances. So I never did it, unfortunately, because you steered into one way or the other, wasn't you, with teachers and what have you. And I ended up taking all the sciences because I was a bit of a geek and didn't go down the music side of it. Whereas Lorna, obviously my sister, was the other side of it. So she sort of progressed more into the art side of it and all the music. And, she's really good at piano, and she got a good voice, and she can sing and all that. So obviously she's got confidence from that. So I wish I had a crack at it years ago, but, have a go now, and I never say never.
Yeah. Do you know what? I just think we tend to overthink it when you get older, to be honest.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, I learned because I was in school, and when I did music in school, and I actually learned to play the double bass. They was like, pick an instrument. What instrument do you want to pick? And there was this fucking massive double bass in the corner. And I was like, I'll have a crack at that. It's 3 times the fucking size of me, but I'll have a go with it. Yeah. And I learned to play it in a matter of a few weeks. I was like, fucking, I'm actually pretty good at this.
Yeah.
And then, something goes out the window, and you forget it all, like.
Yeah. Well, the only time I ever played instruments was in junior school, because we never did in comp, and we all used to fight over the glockenspiel and the.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of like what we all wanted to play, and I think I used to end up with a fucking triangle all the time because I couldn't play anything. Do you want to come up here, Neil?
Round your neck.
Come on, Mr. Cousin Terry.
Yeah, I got a cough today.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my thing. But I was kind of like in school. I was, I wanted to do geology and physics and all that sort of stuff. So I was kind of like where I went. I pushed myself into that direction really.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I wish I'd had a crack at it at a younger age.
Yeah, I wish I carried on with it, to be honest. So, I mean, yeah, well, it's too fucking late now, isn't it? There's no good fucking saying what if all the time.
Yeah,
You just got to get on with it, and if you can do it, give it a go until you get fucked off with it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. I just wonder how many guitars I'm allowed to buy before I'm taking the piss.
Well, I actually just wonder how many guitars you would buy before you realise you're actually shit.
I'm already there, so I think I'm at ease with that. It's just whether I can get away with it.
It's not the guitar's fault, David. It's the fucking player.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of changing the strings now. So I've got because on the Fender I bought. What you want? He had Alexa strings on there.
Yeah.
They're a bit too tinny. I don't like the sound of them.
Yeah.
And they give an awful lot, which my old man said is good because obviously you can bend them a lot easier.
Yeah.
But I've got some slinkies that I might fit on there.
Okay.
So, but they are brand new strings, so they'll probably last me years, won't they? I don't know. Probably change them every month, don't they, or every tour or whatever, don't they?
Well, if you're in a band and you give it a thrashing, they change them every gig.
Yeah.
So every 2 gigs at the most.
Yeah.
I mean, my boys used to change their fucking strings all the time,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So they'll last me another 2 years, I think.
Yeah. I need to change the strings on my acoustic. Actually, it's sounding flat as fuck. But my electric is okay. I don't plug it in, so they'll last me a while.
So, yeah, cool.
So apart from that, what else you got?
Nothing much. We've had a bit of a funny couple of weeks. Obviously, father-in-law gone into hospital.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
He's doing really, really well. In fairness to him, he's recovering very, very well. He's got a lot of mobility now, so he's moving around up and down the stairs and getting a lot more movement in his hand where he's doing all the physio. He's dying to play his PlayStation, but he hasn't quite got the strength in his right hand yet to be able to do that. So yeah, so that's been it's been a bit of a strange time for us, really.
Okay.
But, yeah, and then one of the girls that I work with, I was talking to her about Harry, and she rang me, or I rang her Tuesday morning, and she said, I really wanted to speak to her because her mother-in-law, or her boyfriend's mother, that had a stroke over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
She had just had her second COVID jab. So they're adamant, because there was a blood clot, they're adamant that it was as a result of having the second jab. Okay.
It's possible.
Yeah, it is possible, isn't it? So
this is a fucking other thing I do now, but on the news, they've said, because the airlines were saying you're not allowed to travel unless you have a COVID vaccination.
Yeah.
Right. But they've also got a policy against blood clots. The airlines. They're very health conscious.
Why not take one on the aircraft?
No, they're very health conscious about people getting blood clots on long haul flights, isn't they?
Yeah.
So now, first of all, they said you're not allowed to travel on an airplane unless you've had the fucking vaccination. But now, because of the blood clot risk, you're not actually allowed to travel on an airplane if you've had a vaccination.
Oh, right. So you can't travel on an airplane anymore now.
So now you're fucked. You can travel on the airplane without having a vaccination, but you can't get into the country that you're going to, obviously, because they won't let you in without the vaccination. So
is that only a particular airline that is saying that? Or
no. It was on the news. It was all yes. It was on the news 2 or 3 days ago, and what are you supposed to fucking do in it?
It don't bother me anyway. I don't like flying. So
yeah, but it's like they came out with this COVID passport, if you like, and said you're going to have this COVID passport, And now they're saying, well, fuck you if you've got a COVID passport because it's
You
too
can't
high a risk of blood clots.
Great,
You know, it's just, that's another thing, you know, it's everything's so fucking messed up. So,
yeah, making it all up as they go along, and then
well, that's what it seems like, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Well, Boris is on about doing a U-turn now, so I think we're coming out of lockdown. I'm sure it was something like the 21st of June.
Yeah.
But he's getting really, really nervous. So we'll just have to wait and see, because like I said, I've been booking gigs.
Yeah.
I'm ready to come out. So I'm having my
coming out party.
Coming out party, like Mr. Fairbrass said. I'm dipping my toes out of the closet, and I can't wait to go back out and start going to gigs. So you know, I've had my tickets. They're on the table from Steelhouse Festival.
Yeah.
So, you know, they plan on going ahead, because last year they didn't even send the tickets out. So
Okay.
they must be a bit more confident that it's going to go ahead. So yeah, and anything that's coming up, we're booking. So we've booked, I don't know, altogether, Mason Hill, Wayward Sons, Guns N' Roses, but that's next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the Black Crows, they've come back over. So as soon as
yeah.
the Black Crows, we booked them for November. It is for, you know, to the end of the year. But I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, Japan have just got their fourth wave. That was on the news today. Several major cities in Japan have gone back into lockdown, full lockdown. So yeah,
They need to close all the countries down, don't they? That's all they need to do.
yeah, well, they need to do something, don't they?
Yeah, they need to do it, because you know, apart from Guns N' Roses, I don't think anybody should be allowed in the country.
I wouldn't even go that fucking far. Fucking hell. Maybe AC/DC, but fucking hell, fucking Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I'd love to see him.
I'd like to see him, to be honest, but he's fucking past it now, isn't he, Axel?
Yeah, I think they're a band that I should have watched
20 years ago.
Yeah, I think I should have seen him in their prime, but
yeah,
you know, we couldn't afford it back then because we had little kids and stuff. And
yeah,
it's like AC/DC. They're a band that, like I said to you before, I've only just maybe the last 12, 18 months really got into in a big way.
Okay.
I knew their music, and obviously, you know, but I not to the extent where I honestly thought I'd want to go and see him live.
Yeah.
But I'm just mad for him now, so I'd love to go and watch him live now.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, if you,
Yeah.
you know, if you haven't seen him, then especially since they're all fucking dying as well.
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
So.
It's sad, isn't it? It is sad. So it's like Rolling Stones, but they're going to live forever anyway. So I could probably go and see them in about 30 years' time, and
maybe
it'll be all right.
I've seen them, so nothing to write home about, really.
No,
nah, it was all right, you know. Fucking just the Rolling Stones, to be honest. It was just like, you know, it was a stadium gig as well.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I always think like smaller gigs are better, to be honest.
Definite, yeah.
You know, stadium gigs just don't fucking do it for me, really. You know, I saw Stones in Amsterdam in the arena, and then I saw like the Stereophonics in some little club somewhere. I don't even think it was the Paradiso. It was just some little club. They were doing a radio show, you know, and it was just a much better atmosphere. There was probably 200 people in there.
Yeah.
You know, but it was like better than being at the Stones gig, if you like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's funny how you perceive things, I suppose.
Yeah, because we had tickets to go and watch the Who, which I was really excited about, and obviously they cancelled. I think they cancelled as well now, unfortunately, so we'll have to book them up when they release them again. But that was a sit-down concert as well.
Yeah, fuck that.
It was like how can you sit down when you're listening to music? Right?
Yeah.
So and like Sarah's like, oh no, I'll be stood up. I said, yeah, but you're gonna have all the old crumblies sat behind us, whinging and moaning all the time and stuff. I said, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So but I've always wanted to go and watch the Who.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got to do what you've got to do, haven't you? But but no, you're right. Most of the I've seen have been in smaller venues.
Yeah, I mean the atmosphere is better in it, and
yeah,
you get more you're not really more personable with the band, but you feel like you're more personable,
Yeah.
The band obviously interact with the crowd a little bit better.
Mm.
Instead of like 3 rows they can't even reach.
No, that's right.
Because they're all barriered off everywhere. And
Yeah.
so
Well, one of the gigs I saw Wayward Sons at, Toby, I was right center, front and center, and Toby was stood right in front of me, guitaring and singing. And I put my hands up to clap or whatever, and I actually knocked the plectrum out of his hand.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you're that close.
Yeah.
I think it was at the Globe.
Okay.
So I pocketed it and then got him to sign it after the show.
And it's hanging on your wall.
That's right. So it's you're right. All the like Toesland and people like that I've gone to watch. They've always been in much smaller venues and cracking atmosphere. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say probably one of the biggest ones where the atmosphere is still good. We went to the O2 in Bristol. I think that'll hold about 1,500 people.
Yeah.
But it still seems like a small venue, even when you're in there.
Okay.
That was cracking. That was really good. It's a really good venue, that is. And also then the Tram Shed in Cardiff, that's a similar sort of thing as well. That I think it holds about 1,000 maybe.
Yeah.
But again, it's still a very, very good, like an intimate gig.
Yeah.
Always up front, so they normally
Yeah.
pretty intimate to me anyway.
Yeah.
Getting my ears blasted.
Yes. So I got any news stories?
I haven't. I did look at a couple, but I just read the headlines. I just typed into Google like ridiculous headlines, and all the ones come up like bus on the moon and stuff like that.
They're old ones.
I thought I'll give that a skip. So nothing as such. We've got anything today?
Well, I've got one story about a Kazakhstani bodybuilder.
Okay.
He married his sex doll after a whirlwind romance. And now he's open to dating a human on one condition, he says. So he says he was in a real relationship in the past for about 7 years, but then he married his sex doll, Margot, after he had been dating her for 8 months. And he's actually a pansexual, this fucking Kazakhstani guy.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Maybe it means you can make love to pans. I don't know.
I don't know what it means.
A self-professed pansexual Toloko can reportedly love anything from an image to a soul.
Okay.
So yeah, basically you can fuck pans if you want to.
Yeah, pretty much. So what's the catch then?
Well, now he said he wants a relationship that won't blow up in his face. So,
the first image that comes to mind now is that sketch on Only Fools and Horses when all those dolls are popping up in the little 3-wheel van when I think they bought sex dolls off.
yeah. I remember, yeah.
Yeah, they had like a dodgy gas in there. They were exploding, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, actually, now he's revealed that he's divorced Margot.
Okay.
And he's taken up with 2 new plastic playmates, Luna and Lola. So Loco admitted to cheating on Margot with a strange object and the supermarket chicken while she was getting plastic surgery over Christmas. So she must have been having her batteries removed or something.
Yeah. Or you'd had a puncture as you puncture repaired.
So yeah, this is a bit of a strange one, I guess.
Yeah.
But
not related to Borat, is he?
Well, I don't know. He's just as hairy. So he took to Instagram to introduce her replacement, Lola, who apparently, in line with his aforementioned sexual appetites, sports a hen-inspired lower torso.
Oh my word!
I identify her as a massive chicken, Jim Shark described. Adding that this inflatable leather's navel has depth and can be used as a vagina and a penis inserted into it. I like the process of sex itself, and gender sexual orientation are not particularly important here, explained the non-finicky fitness freak, who boasts over 110,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, we got to get him on the show. Got to get him on, yeah.
So yeah, he's a bit of a plastic lover. Weirdo. Okay. Probably can't get a real woman, I guess.
Drop him a message. Get him on.
No, I don't know. It might be too weird.
All right, it'll be a great time. We'll have the chap on. We'll do a few of them. We'll have the chap on who reckons that you can't get addicted to drugs.
Oh yeah.
We'll have the
doctor.
We'll have that chap from Kazakhstan, and we'll have Ed Sheeran on at the same time. The three of them.
Oh, you have to do a three-way, is it?
And we'll see how they all get on.
Okay.
Because Ed looks plastic to me, so you probably like Ed.
Well, we'll go back to the tortoise that your daughter-in-law has recently acquired. And we've got, oh, hang on a minute, I'm messing up again. God damn it. A giant tortoise thought to be extinct over a century ago has been found on Galapagos.
Galapagos Islands, yeah.
So, he was brought, oh no, hang on now, what's going on? A giant tortoise, sort of gone extinct 112 years ago, has been rediscovered on the Galapagos Fernandina Island. Scientists connected at Yale University confirmed genetic similarity between a now deceased large male found in 1906 and a lone female found in 2019. So now they're looking for a mate. Good luck with that if it's the last one.
Yeah, I thought that.
Is it a strange thing to look for?
Unless they're happy to interbreed with the species to keep the gene going, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
So, but that's about all I got, I think.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet time, really. Not much happening.
Well, not for me anyway, apart from dying.
Yeah,
going back to life like fucking Jesus from his cave.
That's it.
And
well, I've just been pining after my CHOPSING buddy for the last 3 weeks. So,
well, we're getting there. We're getting back to some sort of health, and for all you shamdemic believers out there, it's not really much of a sham.
No, it amazes me how many people are still out there, but
even I said, when we were talking with the Freds about the vaccination, and they were saying they wanted to wait, and I said the same, I'm a little bit weary of it. But if I could have had it the week before I caught that fucking virus, I would have fucking taken it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because if it could have prevented it, I mean, like I said on the show, I think I've only got I'm 55 now, so maybe I'll last another 15 years if I'm lucky. So if I could have taken it and it would have prevented that illness, then I would have fucking taken it, to be honest.
Yeah.
If somebody had said to me, right, you're going to be like this, or you can do this, then I probably would have taken the fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
that's what I said at the time. When people were saying they didn't want it, I was happy for them to smack it in my arm. I'd have one in each arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't want to take my chances with it. And like you said, if it keeps you out of hospital and keeps you feeling as bad as you were, because that's the thing, we're all still going to get it.
We're all going to get it, even if you haven't already had it.
And
I don't mean even if you haven't already had it. I mean, maybe you've already had it, but you don't know you've had it. Maybe you've already had it, and you don't know you've had it.
Yeah,
and you're going to get it again anyway. But it's not going to be as severe as the fucking first time you got it.
That's what I don't get. That's the bit I don't understand, right? Is the government saying we're all still going to catch it, but the idea of the vaccine, it'll stop you getting poorly, and fingers crossed you won't go into hospital and and worse. But why are they saying you need to have your vaccinations if you can travel? Because you could still have it even if you've had your vaccination.
like I said to you earlier, there's so much stuff don't fucking add up.
Don't that sort of stuff don't make sense to me.
If you go to a rave, say you're going to a rave on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And you develop symptoms on Sunday, they're testing people as they're going into the rave. Well, over here they are anyway. I don't know what they do over there. But before you go in, you got to get tested and you got to show that you're negative. And like I said to you, you're most contagious 3 days before you fucking get ill.
Yeah.
So you're tested negative, you're fucking highly contagious, and you're going to a rave, and then 5,000 other people are going to get it.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't make sense.
You might be the only one who haven't got it, and the other 4,000 already got it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Or 2,500 might have already fucking had it, and then they're not going to get infected.
Just don't add up. But like I said, I can't wait to have my second jab. And even when I'm out, I'm just going to carry on being as careful as I have been throughout lockdown and stuff. Obviously, you know, at some stage I'll be starting to go back into work and different things, but I'll carry on wearing my face mask and sanitizer. For me, the biggest thing for me the thing that keeps me happy and content is sanitizing. I mean, I sanitize, I don't know, many times a day, even if I'm in the house. And it sounds awful, but even like if Curtis comes in, because obviously we're allowed to have, you know, so many people in now, and we bubbled or whatever, bubbled, and he'll sanitize his hands when he comes into the garden or whatever. If he touches anything, I still sanitize after I've touched what he's touched.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's sanitized already, so you know.
Yeah, it's just fucking messed up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But I said something the other day about I can't remember who I said it to. It was either on the internet or something. It was about the Black Death. You know, when they had the Black Death in the, what was it, 18th century, 19th century maybe? And people were fucking dying. I mean, it wiped out millions of people, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's probably the same sort of thing, to be honest. But they've got the technology or the capabilities now to help people survive through it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's probably, I mean, these things do come along every fucking few years, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, they had the like I said, the Black Death. Then they had, I don't know what it was, maybe the bird flu.
Yeah, Spanish
flu,
didn't they?
Then that came through, and then in the starting of the 2000s, they had SARS, I think it was, you know, but they actually started developing the virus for SARS, but because it died out so quickly, they started developing the vaccine, so another virus. They started developing the vaccine for it, but because SARS died out really quickly, they had MERS and then they had SARS. Because it died out so quickly that they stopped continuing with making a vaccine. And if they say that if they had carried on making that vaccine in the early 2000s, they would have combated this COVID-19 a lot fucking better and a lot quicker, you know.
Yeah,
they would have already had a vaccine in place, because it's basically the same fucking thing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say now. I was going to say something else as well. But oh yeah. That's what I was going to fucking say. On the fucking in the news over here the other day, a few villages have fucking crossed that way, probably about 30 mile, if that, just on the border of Belgium. Fucking E. coli outbreak.
Oh,
in
shit.
Water. So everybody over there to boil their fucking water.
Oh, bloody hell.
So they're not trying. This is fucking sad. They're not trying to kill us. With COVID, they're trying to kill us with fucking E. coli now, you know.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's fucking messed up, man. So
Not good, is it?
So everybody was getting brown poopy water, and they all had to boil it.
Oh, bloody hell.
Nightmare. Where's it going to end?
I know.
You know?
I know. It's not good. But I was reading, because I do keep up in the of the Welsh regulations and stuff. And in Wales, we are now allowed to cwtch.
Oh, okay.
We're not allowed to cwtch strangers, but we're allowed to cutch.
Well, that goes without saying, Dave.
Yeah, maybe that's what Sarah just pulled the face in. People outside of the bubble.
What are you doing coaching strangers, Dave?
I'm just thinking about that wave again that I'm invited to. You're not allowed to coach people outside of your bubble, because like in the pubs you're allowed to meet up. So 6 of you can meet up inside a pub indoors from 6 different households, but you need to keep socially distanced.
Okay.
How you do that in a pub? You can't, because you're sat next to them in here. But that's kind of like what recommendation they give you.
Yeah.
Right? You're not supposed to coach them. Whereas
Wow.
with your bubble, you're allowed to bubble up now to have people in your house, and you're allowed to coach the ones that you bubble. That's what I was reading the other day. Is that right, sir? What do you mean don't get you involved?
She's out of your bubble, mate.
She ain't getting on you.
No coaching for you tonight.
That's what I've read. That's what
Especially now you've admitted you've been coaching strangers at the pub.
Oh, that was so 2019 for me.
All right then. Well, I'll let you go and get a coach if she's up for it.
Yeah. So should we tell people who we got coming on and what we got coming out this week? Because obviously
No, it won't be next week. It'll be next week. This is
got-
going to. Friday.
Yeah.
Nova Story's coming out.
that's right. Yeah.
That we recorded just at the start of my illness. The very start of my illness, actually. I think I was tested positive on Saturday and I recorded on Monday. So yeah, that's taken a few weeks to come out. I don't know what the quality is going to be like. I haven't really watched it through, so hope the Nova Story fans appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then obviously this episode is going to be the next episode to drop. Then next week we will be dropping Toby Jepson, the legend.
Yeah.
And yeah, then we've got a few lined up to do next week. So
Cool.
as long as my chest holds up again. Just leave you do all the talking and I'll be all right. So yeah, hope everybody enjoys. Oh no, it was bank holiday weekend last weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It was lush.
So
Oh, it's just gone. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
off Monday. So it's a short week this week.
hope everybody enjoyed the bank holiday. I hope everybody stayed safe and didn't catch fucking COVID, and you wouldn't even know it if you did until you start getting sick.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Nightmare.
And,
Yogi.
I'll let you crack on, and I'm gonna go and have a cup of tea
You. I'm gonna go and have a cut, I am.
with a dog.
I'm gonna put a hazmat suit on now.
And go off to the pub.
Go and cut someone.
All right, then, mate. Take it easy.
Yeah, and you have a good one.
Ta-ra. Ta-ra.